his teeth. He studied the license plate as the car drove off. He memorized the letters and numbers, then hailed a cab and started to plan his fun.
If you're into sluts like I am, keep watching. If not, keep scrolling, bestie. So I found this site called Betty.ca. I honestly love it. It is way more fun than I thought. They have over 2,800 games, slots, good vibes, and thousands of games all in one place. And the fun part, you win it, you keep it, period. Oh, and you only need $1 to start. $1. That's coffee money. If you're in Ontario and just want something fun to do in your downtime, you have to check out Betty.ca. Click the link below and go have some fun.
Thing to do before he could shuffle off this mortal coil. And he was going to love doing it.
Gordon led the cursed group to the underground storage place underneath the castle. Surprisingly, the beasts that would usually be loud as one would go down the elevator remained silent. Coming down, nobody else was present at the moment, which Gordon took as a good thing, because he was hoping to explain things to the other three before they reacted to seeing a certain headless person. When walking through the dark tunnels, they went past several large cells that used to have beasts inside them, but instead they were filled with other things. Whoa, are all of those beast crystals? Didn't Sam say that Hilston didn't keep any in his storage? Fex asked, amazed not just by the number of them, but the quality as well. Truth was, Sam was also curious about that. He had just told the others what he himself had been told. That's because those aren't Hilston's crystals. Those are crystals all of us have collected from the beasts we've killed, Gordon explained. Now Sam understood a bit more, since he knew that both Rayton and Gordon could evolve. They must have been gathering the crystals to use them when they had enough to evolve. If I remember correctly, after consuming each crystal, there is a waiting period for the beast body to evolve. This is also when they are at their weakest and most vulnerable. I guess Gordon and Rayton decided that they would take all the crystals in one go to minimize the risk. But I wonder if that means the time to absorb all the crystal's energy will be longer as well, Sam thought to himself. When they finally entered the main room, they all stood there for a few seconds as they looked over heaps and heaps of beast equipment. Just a small percentage of all those weapons, armors would be enough to make the other factions go crazy, but here they were, just laying like piles of trash. To their collective surprise, the first person to make a move was Fex. He ran over to one pile and started to sort through it. Hey, what is he doing? Linda asked. I can't believe he was faster, Weevil mumbled as he activated his transformation, turning his body partly into the tiger beetle, which focused on speed. Remember what Sam said? Everything is first come, first serve. Before Linda could say anything, Weevil was already on top of another pile of equipment and started to search for the best one there. Sam just began to shake his head, elated that neither Bonnie nor Void were here, for this scene would severely damage their reputation. Why are they behaving like this? They should know that all of them specialize in different weapons. Is this really my fault for believing they would act better than wild animals? Sam wondered, as he watched Weevil and Vex both pull on the same armor, both of them wanting to try it out. Ultimately, he let out a sigh and decided to join in looking for new equipment as well. During the following 30 minutes, all of them were busy testing out the loot. Even if it wasn't their weapon of choice, many would be swinging swords, bashing other items against each other, checking for active skills and more, until a few more people had entered the cave. "All of you are a bunch of kids," Rayton shouted, after watching them uncontrolled. At that moment, Borden and the others stopped what they were doing. Only Peter and his two helpers had completely ignored who had just entered. "Peter!" Linda called out. Hearing his name, he turned his head, and his two helpers did the same. "What the fuck?" Rayton was about to curse, but he too quickly turned his head, thinking that another person would have a worse reaction. All eyes were looking towards Syl. Strangely, Syl had almost no reaction at all when looking at the body and just greeted the others. "It's nice to see you all." They wondered if Syl hadn't registered Peter's lesser whites, but it seemed impossible. Syl had even looked over at the body a couple of times, but there was no anger, no aggressiveness or anything from him at all. "Syl, are you all right with this?" Borden eventually asked, coming over to him and looking in the direction of the headless body. "Although that thing looks like Hilston, I know it's not him. He's dead. I've made sure of it. If anything, seeing his headless body walk around, taking orders from Peter of all people, I feel relieved. It's further proof that Hilston will never come to haunt us," Syl explained. Rayton and Borden looked at each other, both feeling the same thing. Their little brother had really grown up. For the first time, Syl was the most reasonable out of the three, his words alleviating their own doubts. The group continued to look through the equipment, their former fervor cooling down as they began to help each other out by looking for some treasures underneath. Borden, who was in his small form and had great strength, was especially well suited for this task. Eventually, Sam, who wasn't too picky in this department, decided on a mismatch of legendary and Emperor tier equipment, at which point he stopped looking. It was tiring trying all the equipment out. Sometimes it was hard to tell what tier they were at without wearing them, so Sam had just chosen the ones he had felt had granted him the best stats, rather than something with strong active skills that suited him. While getting out of everyone's way, he suddenly received a call coming from none other than Sack. "Sam, I don't have much time to speak, but I'll be sending you a file that will update you on all the information," Sack informed the other as soon as the call had been answered. "In essence, the Grey Lash faction is about to be attacked by a Dalki